morning. This is day 2 of Vlogmas, and it is already going to be one of those days. um, I stayed up late last night trying to do the YouTube posting. I also had to work on some artwork for the cover and find music and all that good stuff. I hope you like it. Um, And of course, half of my video did not compile. I have no idea why. So now I have to go and figure that out. So yesterday's Vlogmas has not posted yet to YouTube. So I am sorry. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this, it will already have been up and you wouldn't have known anything happened. Aside from that, my coworker called out, so I have a lot of work to do. Me and one other person, we gotta knock everything out today, get all the projects done, and I can't take lunch because I have a doctor's appointment later, and I offered up my lunch hour so that I can leave an hour early so that I can get to this doctor's appointment. So yeah, it's going to be one of those days. So I'm gonna go and start work now, and I'm going to see what I can muster up in the kitchen. I definitely need coffee, and it's a good thing I bought that white chocolate mocha creamer yesterday because I really feel like I need one. So yeah, I look like I need one too, don't I? Yeah, bags under the eyes. Caffeine's not good for bags under the eyes. Water is, but I'll see how much I can get in today. Yeah. Look at these biscuits. I went digging, looking for whips, and I found this old thing. This was a Christmas box from Victoria's Secret that had some sort of cologne or something in it, a perfume. But what I found is this was a sock knit along from Socktober of, I don't even know what year it was. Obviously, it started off nice, but I didn't finish, and I really wasn't motivated to finish, so I am going to rip this out. I'm going to rip the whips today because these things in this box really make no sense to me, and I will explain why. Well, it's a nice pattern, but I absolutely lost the actual chart, and I'm just not motivated to finish it, even though it's pretty. Maybe I can do it in another set of colors later on at some time in life. But this yarn is really pretty, and it would go really well with my Advent yarn. So I think this particular color is going to become the toes, cuffs, and heels of my Advent socks. So I'm going to rip these out And this red is a beautiful red, and I can have it be the toes, cuffs, and heels of the striped yarn that I showed you yesterday, that if I can't find the other red, I can use this one, the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. Although I would prefer the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn because it's the same yarn, but if I feel so inclined, I can do this instead. So then we have this, which was a knit along of minis. Sorry to be all, this was a bunch of minis that I got in a knit along, and the challenge was to finish out the minis, and it was a Christmas themed thing, I think, if I remember correctly. And so I have this yarn, which I actually made another sock with, so this is leftover yarn, you can see right there. But as you can see, all the other colors, it just looks like a big mess to me. It's not anything contrived, but it's just, everything had to be contrasty, which is why I chose this order of colors, but I don't like it. I just think it's too much colors that are, it just looks crazy to me. What I do like is the carbons needle that's on there. And knowing me, this is a 2.25 millimeter because that's all I've been knitting with. So I'm going to rip out this needle and use it on my Advent socks. So I'm going to save this, these minis for something else. I think they would be better off in stripes or fades or something like that. So the last thing that I have is another set of that same specific, it was that same specific pattern. Oh, it's such a mess. With these minis. And this one looks a little bit better because it's more in the pink, the pinky, purpley color scheme. So I might keep these, I'm not sure. But again, this really kind of like threw me for a loop, this particular pattern, because you have a mini and where is it? Here we go. Here's one mini. Like, I don't think this is even going to match, but unless you want to be wild and crazy. But I don't know. Like, you have a mini, and then you have to split the mini in half to knit the socks. So you always have a little bit left over because of the way the pattern is with the, you know, with the pixelation of, you know, moving from one color to the next. And I think that's just a waste of yarn. It's already a little bit, and you're going to cut it more. And then now, like, whatever I've knit with, I can't really use it for much anymore because it's already been cut. So I don't like the idea of that. I mean, it was fun while it lasted, when you know, the excitement of the knit along way back when, but it's not really something that I see myself doing long term right now. I would prefer the Advent socks that I have. So I'm going to rip this out, and this is all a bag of minis, and I'll figure out what to do with the minis after. They can be color work portions in something else. I know there's a sock that's out right now that is oh, it looks like stockings hanging on a bookshelf or something. I can't remember the name of it. I have to find it, but I'll find it, and when I find it, I'll show you. And I think that sock would be good with minis, and it's really just basically a plain color, and then you throw in, you add in the minis. So I can really pick and choose what colors I want, and it can be cohesive, and it wouldn't be madness like this. I happened to find the card that was attached to the minis kit. It's the Frankensocks kit, and it is pretty nice yarn. So I really don't want to waste it on something that I think is not aesthetically pleasing. So I definitely believe that I will find some pattern that this can really go with, because the yarn is beautiful. It's soft, and I have other yarns from Haverland, and I really like them. She does really good self-stripings as well. So, and I usually get them at Vogue Knitting Live, actually. So, yeah, so, you know, sometimes the yarn just doesn't work with the pattern, and you have to rearrange the colors or something. So this can, you know, these two colors go really well together. these contrast really well, or these two go really well together, but everything all together is just not a go. I'm headed to my doctor's appointment now, and I am way more prepared for this weather than I was yesterday. I have my knitted hat, knitted cowl, and I'm wearing a knitted sweater. You can see. So I am very happy to be a knitter right now because I am nice and warm. So I will let you know how things go. So here I am at the hospital getting my treatment, and I was supposed to be here at 4 o'clock. I didn't get here till 5 because of traffic on the road, but the nursing staff, they weren't too upset about it. They crack jokes. So they're nice people here. So I'm just gonna stay here for about half an hour. I can't knit because I have an IV in my hand. So I'm just gonna chill and relax and do everything when I get home. So I am finally home, and I don't feel like cooking because I got this thingamajiggy on my hand, and it's kind of impairing me. Like, I'm gonna knit really slow if I even can knit. I'm gonna just give it a rest for the night, which is not really what I wanted to do because I wanted to cast on my Advent socks as well as do some progress, but it's not gonna happen. So since I can't really knit a lot, I decided to try again with fixing the video from yesterday, and I realized something. I usually put my videos on my flash drive, and then I will transfer them over to the external hard drive that has like a terabyte of available data to it. It turns out that my flash drive was full. So I moved about, I had about 2.4 gigs of space, and now since I've moved everything, I have over 50 gigs of space. So hopefully that does it, and you'll be able to see Vlogmas from yesterday. Well, if you're watching this now, chances are you've already seen it. But it's all, you know, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So it's all about file management and just moving things, archiving things of that nature. So right now it is Amazing Race time, so I'm going to watch that and basically yell at the TV screen because, you know, when you're not in it, you see what's going on and you think everybody's making dumb decisions. Except for that one couple that actually makes it to the end. So it's one of my favorite shows. So I'm going to watch that and nurse my hand and see if maybe I can get a few stitches in. I'm not sure yet. I'm still giving it a little bit of a rest. So we'll see. So I just realized that I didn't watch the last episode of Amazing Race from last week because that was Wednesday and I was baking up a storm for Thanksgiving. I made 4 rum cakes, 1 chocolate bourbon pecan pie, pumpkin cupcakes, pumpkin cheesecake, and a Trinidadian dish called cassava pone, which is a gelatinous textured cake pudding type thing that is basically made with yuca or cassava, whatever you want to call it, and coconut and pumpkin and sugar and all the spices. It is divine. I love it. So I was busy doing all that baking, so I didn't get to see the Amazing Race from last week, so I can't watch it now because I just watched people get U-turned and I have no idea where the alliances are anymore. I have no idea who likes anyone anymore. I know who hates someone, but I'm lost, and I hate being lost watching a show. Like, I will walk into a movie, and if I miss the first 5 minutes of it, I don't want to watch it until like I can like have the time to see it all the way from the beginning. So I'm really crazy like that. I don't know. It's just one of my quirks. I can't just watch something from the middle because I'm always like, well, what happened before that? What did I miss? So in the meantime, I'm going to try to wind yarn and see if that works. Yeah. guess who's happy? Because their video is complete. It finally compiled. So, word to the wise, check your file structure before you decide to go and do fun things because it might cause a problem. So I was able to finish winding all my yarn. So I have this color for the MCal for the mittens that I'm doing. And this is the other color. And I also have my Advent socks. Here we go. And this will be the toes, cuffs, and heels. So what I did is I rewound it. It's a little funky at the bottom, but so that I can do from the inside and the outside, and I can do 2 at a time. I have to check to see the length of my carbons. They might be a 1 sock carbon. So basically, if the length is 24 inches to 30 inches, I usually do 1 sock. If it's 30 to 40 inches, was it 32 inches to 40 inches, something like that, then I would be able to do 2 socks on it comfortably without, you know, squishing and cramping up my fingers. So I'm going to measure that needle. If it is indeed too short for 2 at a time socks, I may have one other needle that's on another project that I might be able to just slip and switch the 2 needles so that I could do the 2 at a time socks. So I hopefully will be able to get that started. I am going to watch Amazing Race now because I can do it on demand. So I'll do that while I knit my socks and see you guys soon. Hopefully I'll have a sock toe in an hour, maybe, possibly. We'll see. And I also want to show you this because this is what I like to see. I'm just hoping that when the video pops up here, it is the full length video. I already played the actual video. In the MP4 format on my computer, and it played all the way to the end. And when I saw "thank you for watching" pop up, I was so excited because this thing has been digging me the whole day. And I remember last year, Vlogmas, it was like days that it just wouldn't compile, and I don't want to go down that road again. I want to give you guys the content early, as close to the day as possible, you know, so you have a routine. Let's say you do watch it on your lunch break, or you watch it when you knit after work, or you watch it when you have your cup of tea or wine or whatever, you know. I want you to be able to have that sense of, you know, just being able to do things on a schedule and a pattern, you know, especially in this pandemic. Everything's crazy. People are sleeping weird hours. Some people have insomnia. You are home all the time. People are in sweats all the time. Like, have a little normalcy with the podcast, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do here. I completed the sock toes. So I started with 12 stitches at the base and then worked my way up, increasing every other row until I got 30 stitches on each side of each needle. So that would be 60 stitches for the whole sock. And I will show you a little trick as to how you can make 2 socks from 1 skein of yarn. So what you do is, of course, obviously you have 1 yarn going to each sock, but you want to have 1 coming from the outside and 1 coming from the inside. So what you do is you keep the inside one at the bottom so that it doesn't get tangled at the top. So you would just literally pull here when you want, it's not moving because it's tight, but you would pull here when you want to knit with this yarn, and then the top yarn you would just do this and you have yarn to knit with, and you will minimize tangles immensely. So I'm gonna go to sleep soon. It's a little bit late, so I will knit the rest of this sock tomorrow, but we're gonna start with this color, and then looks like it's red after that, and then green. So those will be days 1 through 3 that I will catch up with tomorrow. So now it's time to show you the advent calendars. So I'm going to start off with the calendar from A Twisted Year's End, 31 Yarnable Treats. And this is Little Sister Fingering from Terracotta. And Fuzz Family for Crayo. So Crayo's the company of the yarn, hand dyed in Chicago. So I'm going to pull this out of the paper bag so you don't have to hear the crinkling. And we have this beautiful orangey, does it look like saffron? No, I wouldn't say saffron. I would say something a bit more deeper than that. But this, it reminds me of orange spice for some reason. But yeah, they call it terracotta, duh. I should have known that. Anyway, it does look like terracotta. Actually a little deeper though than what I've known terracotta to be, but this is it. And it is a single ply yarn. And it is 100% superwash merino. So I have 87 yards of this yarn. So I got another mini, yay. So this could be a color pop in a shawl because I wouldn't put it in my socks because it is single ply and we would want to have something with a higher twist for a sock. And now we're going to open the L'Occitane advent calendar. I found day 2 here. Let's see what we have. It's kind of weird opening it with my left hand, but whoa, we got ultra rich hand cream, and I think this is all shea butter, and I love the way this smells. So I'm very, very happy with this, and I'm going to put it in my pocketbook and take it with me now because you wash your hands, you sanitize your hands get dry, you need hand cream. It's just a basic thing, necessary. Okay, so for the Lent calendar, I kind of just opened this already because it makes it easier. And I have another milk chocolate one. So, yay! And for the wine calendar, I found number 2. So I opened it a little bit so that it's easier. And what do we have here? White wine. Yes, this is the Oak California Landscapes Chardonnay and 2019. I love white wine. I love Chardonnays. So this is going to be something that I'm going to enjoy trying. Now, as much as I love white wine, it is actually time for bed, so I'm not going to drink this now. I'm going to put it to chill. I also should not be drinking after getting a medical treatment. Come on now, I got to be responsible with my body here. So you have to drink responsibly. Please remember that, people. Please remember that. Again, this is just a little, it's not a full big bottle, so if I have a little taste of it every night, they do it in Europe, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal in America. But seriously, I'm not going to have any tonight, so I will save this for another night when maybe I want to have more than just a little sip and I can maybe have 2 glasses. We'll see. Or maybe I'll share it. But it would be nice to have this chilled and maybe split it with someone, just if we want to do a tasting. Or since no one can come over, I may just have to have it by myself, but we'll see. Case in point, it's not going to be ridiculously over the top. It's not enough to do damage like that unless you're a seriously, seriously lightweight drinker. But that's just a whole nother. That's another tangent that I'm not going to get into right now. Like I said, drink responsibly. If you drink responsibly. So that is the end of day 2 of Vlogmas. I really started thinking about what do I do with all this wine. I have 24 mini bottles of wine. If I actually find one that I really, really fall in love with, I will definitely purchase a bottle from Sip and Savor. They do monthly subscriptions, so that's something I will consider. And it's also good to send as gifts. So if I like one and I know I have friends who have the same taste as me, then I can maybe gift someone something in the future. And maybe gift them something new that they've never tried before. Like, oh, here's a bottle of wine that you like, and here's a bottle of wine that you might like. So we'll see. So with that, I am going to say goodnight. I am a little too tired to do the podcast compiling. I think I had enough of that today. And it has been a long day with the journey to go to the hospital and get stuff done and come back, and I need to take a little rest. So I'm going to do that now. I will work on getting the videos uploaded tomorrow, and we will see what tomorrow brings. Happy Vlogmas, everyone!